jury trial in progress. Attendee, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court. Jamie Powell Horowitz for the people, P6746.
Good morning, Your Honor. Adam Callahan, P305664 on behalf of the defendant.
Mr. Robinson, please stand and place your name on the record.
Devon Robinson.
So what are you saying before you say Devon? Who am I? Okay, all right. All right, you may be seated. Court will just indicate for the record that there is a mutual sequestration order. There are any witnesses in the courtroom that will be testifying in this case today, tomorrow, or on Monday. If you've not been told that there is an exception for you, you should exit the courtroom at this time. Just a reminder to the people in the gallery, the court has indicated previously that I understand that this is a high emotion case. Some of the testimony you may not agree with. I am asking you to remain respectful in the courtroom and to respect one another. Understood? We're ready to proceed, Madam Prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please bring the jury up.
All rise for the jury. You may be seated. Please remain quiet.
We are missing the juror. We're missing the juror. We now have all of the jurors.
Yes, Your Honor.
Madam Prosecutor, call your next witness.
People call Brendon Suttles.
Stand in front of the chair for me, please. Good morning. Spell your first and last name for the record.
Brendon, Brendon, last name Suttles, Suttles.
Thank you. Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. You may be seated.
May I?
You may.
Good morning. Could you please state your name for the record?
I am Brendon Suttles.
And Mr. Suttles, I'm going to take you back to May 25th of 2019 for around 2:30 in the morning. At that time, you're at the location of 3474 Devonshire in the city of Detroit, a home that belongs to Lance Atterbury.
Yes.
And at that time, were you there with an Armand Matthews?
Yes.
Who was Armand to you at that time?
At that time, we were dating, I would say.
Were there other people in that home?
Yes.
Did you know the other people through Armand, or did you know them yourself?
Both.
And around 2:30 in the morning, did some of the individuals in the house go to the gas station?
Yes.
When they came back, is there at some point that you came into contact with a person who had not been there earlier in the night?
Yes.
And do you see that person in your courtroom today?
Yes.
For the record, could you please indicate where he's seated and what he's wearing?
He's wearing a black suit.
Your Honor,
Seated in front of me.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that the witnesses identified the defendant, Devon Robinson.
The record will so reflect.
Did you have any contact with Mr. Robinson when he came to the Devonshire house?
No, we didn't speak at all.
Did you go to the store with everyone else?
No.
You stayed at Devonshire.
Yes.
When Mr. Robinson came to the house, what happened?
He was quiet. Like, he didn't speak. He didn't say much. Stood there. Didn't, not much happened for real with communication with everybody. As far as him, Armand did indicate that he knew him.
And at some point, did Mr. Robinson go upstairs?
Yes.
Did other individuals in the house go upstairs?
Yes, 3.
Did you ever go upstairs?
Not while everything was.
Okay, so there was oral sex that happened in the house that night?
Yes.
Did you participate in that?
No.
Did you have an argument with Armand regarding what had been happening in the house?
Yes.
And Where was that argument?
Upstairs and downstairs.
Did Armand throw up that night?
Yes.
Did you also have an argument with Blair?
Yes.
Why?
Me and Blair had past issues.
You didn't like Blair.
No.
Did you have a physical altercation with either Blair or Armand?
No.
It was just verbal?
Yes.
Did you at some point ask to leave the house?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I was asking all day to leave the house.
All right, but you left the house at some point after the argument.
Yes.
Did you see Mr. Robinson leave?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
He left about 5 to 10 minutes before I left.
Before the argument happened?
No, after.
And when you were finally able to leave, how did that happen?
When I left originally Lance drove, but he was too drunk to drive, so I had to end up driving home.
Okay, so you drove that night?
Yes.
Was Lance in the car with you?
Yes.
What was he doing in the car?
Sleep.
Did he sleep the whole time?
Entire time.
Right. Did you drive from the Devonshire house to your house?
I drove from the freeway to my house.
The freeway to your house. Because Lance was too drunk?
Yes.
All right, where did you go to?
9380 Mendota,
That is where in the city?
Detroit's west side.
Anywhere near Devonshire and that area?
No.
About how long did it take you to get there?
20 minutes.
When you got there, what did you do?
I talked to my mom for about 10 minutes, packed the clothes, because I knew I was going to end up driving him back home. And after that, I just went back over here.
What do you mean you knew you'd end up driving him back home?
Because he was knocked out sleeping. I knew he couldn't stay at my house, so
Why not?
my mom is strict. She don't let nobody in her house.
Okay. So why couldn't you just let Lance sleep in the driveway?
She don't like nobody near her house at all.
Okay, all right. So at some point you go to take Lance back to Devonshire.
Yes.
Tell me what happens when you get back to Devonshire.
When I get back to Devonshire, I make a right onto Devonshire off of Outer Drive, and all I see is police lights from blocks down. And I'm thinking first thing in my head, I'm thinking okay, what could have happened? Did they fight? Did something go on after? Because it was already tension between me and Armand, or Armand and Blair, thinking they could have fought, but I didn't know that it would have been that to that extreme.
You didn't know what happened?
Yeah, I didn't know what happened.
Did you talk to the police that day?
Yes, I did.
Were you with Lance?
Yes, after everything occurred.
Did you give them a buccal swab or a DNA sample?
Yes.
All right. Were you cooperative with the police?
Yes.
Did you have a phone that night?
It was, I have a phone, it was dead.
Did you have cellular service though at that time?
No.
How did you communicate with people on it?
I communicate with people on text app, Instagram, Messenger.
When you came back to Devonshire, were you allowed to go back into the house that you'd been hanging out in?
No, they didn't let me go in.
You just spoke with the police outside?
Yes.
All right. Did you contact your mom at some point?
Yes, after I talked to the police.
How did you contact her?
Off my friend's phone.
Did you message her? Did you text her?
I messaged her.
What did you message her about?
That what the police told me about the murders and about my friend. At first, he didn't even tell me. He was just like, well, one of them is fighting for their life, and he didn't really want to specify at first, but he ended up telling me. So I ended up telling her what was going on, and she was shocked just like I was.
Did you stop living with your mother at some point?
Yes.
When was that?
Around August, September.
And why was that?
Me and Mama always bump heads.
Where do you live now?
I stay in Columbus, Georgia.
So you're...
Sorry to do that.
Columbus, Georgia.
You flew up here to testify in this case?
Yes.
You came voluntarily?
Yes.
You've been cooperative every step of the way?
Yes.
There's nothing further. Thank you.
Cross-examination. You have to stay seated because now the defense attorney gets to ask you some questions, okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
At the time of the events that occurred here, you were dating Armand,
Yes.
and on this occasion, being May 25th, do you recall it being May 25th?
Yes.
You indicated that you did not participate with the group that went to the gas station at approximately 2:30, correct?
No.
Right, and did you watch them return from the gas station? Did you see who got out of the car?
Yes.
Who got out of the car?
Armand, Blair, Alunte, Timothy, and I didn't see him get out the car, but I seen everybody else get out the car. I'm guessing he walked back from the gas station.
I'm not asking what other people told you. You didn't see him get out
No,
of
I
the car?
didn't see him get out the car.
Okay. And when you first saw him, when was that?
It was around like 3 o'clock, maybe 2:50, 3 o'clock.
Where were you when you first saw him?
I was in the dining room when he first entered the house.
Okay. And Paris was with him, right?
Timothy was with him first.
Who took him upstairs, Timothy or Paris?
Timothy.
How long was he downstairs before he went upstairs?
For a few minutes, not long.
You didn't talk to him at that point in time, did you?
We didn't speak at all.
You had been there most of the early evening hours, correct?
Yes.
All right, and there were a lot of people there at one point in time, correct?
It was a few.
When you say a few, I mean,
Like a small gathering.
okay, in a small gathering, what constitutes 20, 25
Probably,
people?
no. About 8 or 9 people that was there.
No more than 8 or 9 at any time?
It could have been 10, but 8 or 9 at max.
Okay, the people were coming and going, correct?
Yes.
And after 2 o'clock in the morning, it's pretty much the same group of people, correct?
It was just an intimate gathering, just about 7 or 8 of us at that time.
7 or 8 of you. And so Timothy takes him upstairs. He doesn't say anything to you before he goes upstairs, right?
No, he said something after.
What did he say after?
That they had oral sex.
Where did he say this at?
In the dining room.
How long did he stay there after?
He stayed in there for a few minutes, and then we all gravitated to the porch.
Was he close to anyone in that dining room at that time?
Elaborate.
Was he hugged up with somebody?
Who?
Was the defendant?
No.
All right. And then the argument that ensued between you and Armand, that occurred before he left, correct?
Yes.
All right, were you upstairs when he left?
No.
All right, so the argument was over by the time he left?
The argument, yes. Between me and Armand.
The argument was over what?
I was over it.
I'm sorry, what?
I was over the argument, so I was ready to leave.
That's not the question. The question is, what was the argument about?
Oh, well, I thought he was up there, with them, but he ended up saying that he wasn't, but we ended up getting into it more because of the way he was treating me the whole day. So that's why I wanted to leave.
Well, isn't it true, sir, that the argument was about, had you caught Armand in the process of performing fellatio on Mr. Robinson?
False.
So that didn't happen.
No.
So you didn't argue about that at all?
No.
And if someone said that you did, they'd be lying, right?
Yes.
So the argument's over, the defendant leaves, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you gave a statement to the police, didn't you, on the 25th of May?
Yes.
And you told them about a guy that Paris was dating, correct?
Yes.
And you told the police that this individual was there around 8 or 9 o'clock, correct?
Yes.
And that he was real standoffish.
Yes.
What did you mean by he was standoffish?
Because he didn't want anybody to know his sexual preference, but we already figured.
And he kept asking for Paris for money, correct?
After, we all had, the party, whatever y'all would call it.
Well, you indicated in your statement that he kept asking Paris for money, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And then he also asked where Paris kept her purse at, right?
No.
So do you recall stating in your statement, May 25th at page 2, he kept asking Paris for money and asking where her purse was, but Paris hid it. Do you recall that?
Yes, Paris did hide her purse, but it did not happen like that.
So your statement on May 25th wasn't true.
Objection.
It was true.
Okay, there's an objection. So what's the objection? I did not hear you.
Argumentative.
Excuse me?
Argumentative, Your Honor.
Person overruled.
Thank you. So, why would you tell the police that he kept asking her where her purse was if it wasn't true?
She had indicated that she lost it, but she didn't. So he did ask where the purse was, but it wasn't like he was badgering her about the purse.
And this person left, correct?
Yes.
And when this person left, this person, if you know, was angry?
No.
Were you in immediate contact with that person before they left?
Elaborate.
Did you stand at the doorway with them and say goodbye?
No, but he said bye before he left.
And at least with you, he left on peaceful terms, correct?
He lived peaceful with everybody.
At least you thought it was peaceful, correct?
Objection. Argumentative.
Sustained. Sustained.
So, what time is it that you and Lance get in the car?
Between 4:55 and 5 o'clock. We were in the car and gone between that time.
So it was very close to 5 when you went to your mother's, correct?
Yes.
Are you sure of that?
Yes.
And approximately what time was it when you arrived back?
I arrived back around 5:55, 6 o'clock.
You were aware, you had an argument with Clifton as well, Mr. Keys?
Yes.
When did that occur?
Sometime before I left, probably like 4:20, around that time.
And that was after the argument with Armand?
That was, yeah, right after.
Where did that argument take place at?
In front of the driveway, well, in the front house.
And by this time, the defendant's gone, right?
He was leaving.
Nothing further.
Redirect.
Brendon, you testified on direct that you had gone upstairs because you thought Armand might be participating.
I did. I had a thought.
You were worried about it,
Yeah.
and you
I
did
did.
encounter Armand upstairs.
Yes.
And you said that Armand threw up.
Yeah, he was throwing up.
Was that upstairs?
Yeah, he was throwing up over the balcony.
And at the time, Armand told you that he wasn't participating,
Yeah, he said he wasn't.
and you were still mad about how he'd been treating you all day.
Yeah.
So after engaging in a fight or a verbal argument with Armand, you then got into it with Blair,
Yes.
and that happened outside.
Yes.
Did you leave the house after that with Lance?
Yeah.
Sir, I need you to say
Yes,
yes
I'm
or
sorry.
no. Thank you.
Were you looking at the clock while you were arguing with Blair and Armand and leaving the house?
No, not at first.
What do you mean
But-
at first?
Once I, on the car, like on the dash, it tells you the time. So once I got in the car, I knew what time it was.
Was this your car?
No.
Was Lance's car?
Yes.
Do you know if this car had a correct clock?
Yes.
When you left, was there anybody at the house shooting?
No.
When you came back, were the police there?
Yes.
Did you know the police were going to be there when you got back?
Nope.
This individual that was asking Paris for money that she was dating, you said that he left peaceably?
Yes.
Did you know him at all?
Yes.
How did you know him?
He is one of my high school friends' cousin.
From whom? Nothing further, thank you.
Based on those questions. So you're thinking excused?
Your Honor, may I have a moment to sort of talk about the trial arrangements?
Sure.
Before
You can go off the record. Is there something else that we can handle?
Yes, Mr. Bright.
So we'll allow the jury to go back into the jury room. The court's going to handle another matter.
All right, the jury, please. Will you witness? May be seated. Remain quiet.
No, just taking a record.